Okay, winter's here, and many people are looking for ways to stay cozy from the cold, to warm up. But some popular products could put you and your family in some real danger. So Cincinnati firefighter and volunteer at the Cincinnati Fire Museum, Gerald Bell, joins us again with some tips this morning. I've covered a lot of fires that happen during the wintertime.
Yes.
And the chimney fires, space heater fires. Does there seem to be something that happens more than other sources?
I think so. And the reason being because nobody likes to be cold. So therefore they run those items way too long. And in doing that, the cords and the electrics fail. And they put them on extension cords because they want every room to be as warm as possible while they're sitting in the chairs. And that's really a problem. You should never do that.
They overload the system. Is there a general rule of thumb about using space heaters?
There is, and the general rule is plug it into a wall. Do not use an extension cord at all, because the extension cords are where the failure usually is, because the unit will get hot and then the extension cord won't turn off.
Okay, another possible source of sparking a fire is one that may not come immediately to mind, but that's electric blankets.
Electric blankets, same concept. If you plug it into anything, most people will do an extension cord because they want the reach. However, newer ones are coming with longer cords so you can go right to the wall, which is, again, a good thing if you plug it into the wall.
Yeah, I know some of the older ones, really the cords were not very long at all when you looked at them. But they can overheat and actually, they're inside fabric, so
yes.
So they could overheat, and I guess they could also short circuit the system.
They can, and all the older systems didn't have the circuit interrupters, and that's where the problem was. They didn't have the circuit breaker per se, where you could just actually run it and then it would get hot and it would turn off.
Right.
So the newer ones have the new technology. They will shut off if they get that heat.
Something else that people ought to be aware of, it's one thing to start your car and let it run to warm up. There's even remote starters for that. But do not do it in a garage because of the carbon monoxide danger, right?
Exactly. And nobody thinks of that because they don't even realize how much danger that is. But we accumulate the CO, so therefore it just stays in your body and it attaches to your heart and your bloodstream and everything else. And that's a real problem because you can get knocked out and not even realize you're knocked out and the car's still running, especially with the electric start.
Yeah.
Or the hybrids, think about those. They start on their own.
That's true, absolutely. So just be aware. Can a person open the garage door, and if the exhaust is pointed out, is it still a potential problem?
It could be, but that would be the way because it's a heavy product, so it's a heavy air gas. So therefore, it would go right up underneath the gas, underneath the door, and go out into the atmosphere. So any kind of ventilation is always good. But another thing is kerosene heaters. Nobody thinks of those either. And kerosene heaters, we see a lot of those older folks because they are hotter and they do put off a great heat, but you have to keep the maintenance up, keep them clean. And if you do use it in a place, make sure it's well ventilated. And when it goes off, immediately take it outside because the gas that it puts off is really bad.
If you're going to use carbon-based fuel, coal, or gasoline or kerosene or whatever, it's good to have carbon monoxide detectors in your house anyway.
Yes, it is. You absolutely would. I would say always have them 100 times out of 100.
All right, great advice. Thank you so much for coming in, Gerald.
Thanks for having me.